Welcome to the Vaal Thursday. We're out on the main course now, main track, and there are 8 races that we will look forward to previewing. Daryl Marie's on the line with me, and he'll talk to me about what he likes for this Thursday meeting. The first of 8 races should run at approximately 25 past 12. The opener, let me have a look at Betway and give you an idea on the first, where number 5, Frere Jacques tops the boards. It's currently priced up at 22 to 10. 5 to 2 about this first-timer Bellerophon from the Fabian Habib stable, and that's priced up, 5 to 2. 28 to 10, the third choice. Number 6, Palace Attack. And number 1, Amandla Khawetu is the fourth choice, and that's at 8 to 1. 10s and better about the balance. Morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Clyde. How are you doing?
Good. All good. Tell us about the card. Can we look forward to it? What do you make of it? What's a trifecta, PA exotic card or punting card? What do you think?
I think we have to tread very carefully, Clyde. I do believe there's a lot of rain being forecast early Thursday morning, which is very interesting in the middle of winter. Clyde, opening leg of the bar pot, I've chosen to banker number 6. My reason behind this is I was very happy with his last start. If you watch the early parts of that race, you'll see that the race went pear-shaped very early for him, and he caught the eye in the latter stages. I thought if he got a smoother running transit earlier on, he would have finished a touch closer. So in his favor, he's got the racing fitness on his side. You can see the current favorite has been off the track for many months. He was due to run a couple of weeks ago when horse also trained by Lucky Woodlarkin, Wise Counsel. Gavin had 2 mounts for Lucky that day, Frere Jacques and Wise Counsel. Now Frere Jacques was scratched on that occasion under veterinary treatment. I don't know if he missed any work leading into this race, but in my favor is the racing fitness on number 6, side, Palace Attack. Now, the first timer I see on other markets, he has shortened in the anti-post market from 5 to 1 into 2 to 1. I'd like to follow the market closer to race time. His half brother runs today out at Hollywood Bets Greyville. The horse that ran third in the Derby called Solar Cell. And Fabian knows this family extremely well because he also trains Wings with Ingwe, and she's a 3-time winner over the sprinting trips. So like I say, follow the market with regards to number 10. I'm happy in bankering number 6, Palace Attack. I think that race would have brought him one nicely.
Okay, so it is the bipot. Let's get our bipots on. There's Daryl's perm that he's worked out for you. There is some talk about this first-timer from Fabian Habib stable, according to the market in any event. But it is a 1400. It's never easy first time on 4 over 14. The fittest horse in the race from Daryl's perspective is number 6, Palace Attack, or is one of the preferences in any event, and is the bipot banker. Right, let's get on to race number 2 now. This is a maiden class field over 1400 metres. Runs at 1 o'clock. And Betway have got the market for race 2 as follows on early Wednesday morning. Number 8, Shanti Dream is the favourite at 16 to 10. 2, Rendezvous in Rio is the second choice at 2 to 1. You can get 13 to 2, number 3, Empress Wu. Number 6, Concordia is next best in at 7 to 1. And then it's 10 to 1 and better about the balance. It is the start of the place accumulator. It's a maiden class field. They're going 1400 metres. Remember the false rail, 0 on the outside in terms of horses running up the straight or on the straight course. Saw Joey Soma at the Bar and Buerta's funeral. He's stable. He did say they had a little bit of a virus, but they'll be hoping to come back to form soon, Daryl.
Okay, Clyde, very interesting. Yeah, his filly of year number 2, Rendezvous in Rio, must have some sort of chance. Find it interesting that she's been rested once again, and yeah, she's only found 1 too good in her last 2 starts. Could possibly feature over here. Yeah, I'll give her a chance. She doesn't form part of my place accumulator numbers, Clyde. Let's touch on the current favourite, Chantilly Dream. Yeah, fair enough debut. I think that race would have she would have learnt a lot from it. She was staying on in the latter stages. You can see that was over 1160, Clyde, and she did catch a bit of a bump on at the start. So she might have finished a little bit closer, but for that interference. Now she was staying on throughout in the latter stages. A filly that finished just behind her on that occasion, Surprise Party, has come out to frank that form. And if you have a look at her breeding, she's a full sister to Chabal, who contests races between a mile and 2,000 meters. So I think the step up in trip is certainly in her favor. I'm just not 100% certain if she's good enough to win in her second start, but the lineup that she meets on this occasion, she could certainly get it right. Now, I found the ownership change over here with regards to number 7, Frangipani, very interesting. You can see Trevelyan Pillay owned this horse on his own, TKP Racing, and he's brought along two of his friends in Mr. Chansami and Mr. Pillay into her. So perhaps now that she's joined the new yard, they're excited with regards to her. And I don't think her form reads that bad as what it appears on paper. Last time out, Ideal Summer won that race by just on 3.5 lengths. She wasn't too far behind the second place runner. And in her penultimate start, Whispering Death, she wasn't too far behind a horse called Golden Warrior, who's won 2 since then. So I think she may well run fresh for a new yard and could surprise. That's my surprise selection in this race, Clyde. I am expecting improvement from number 7, Frangipani. Opening leg of the PA, Clyde, you can see numbers 7 and 8.
Okay, we got that in, and Frangipani, just to give you an idea, on Wednesday morning, trading at around 11-12 to 1. That's the call on her. So Daryl putting both in the PAs, 7 and 8. What does look to be a tricky place accumulator. It cost 432 Rand. Okay, we're going to a handicap. It's a maiden, but it's a handicap. So make a note of that. It's over 1,000 meters. And in as far as this race is concerned, number 4 is out on Wednesday morning. The favourite is Inspector James, top of the boards. It's 14 to 10. That's the one horse on the Wednesday morning. 3 Time Will Tell is currently 5 to 2. I think just recently gelded that horse. Number 2, Jet Karari, not without a chance, 4 to 1. 5 Cyber Spirit is trading at 8 to 1. 9 to 1 Ringo, and then number 9 Chili Marmalade is trading at something like 20s, 25 to 1 and better about the balance. Inspector James, 14 to 10 at the moment, Daryl, but I would expect the drift in what appears to be a trickier race, first leg of the pick 6.
I believe you're going to be spot on, Clyde. I think he's too skinny in the market. Like you touched on, it is a maiden handicap, and he's got 60 kgs to shoulder. I was happy with his comeback effort last time out. The winner on that occasion bumped last grind, got an easier run in transit, and there's no doubt Inspector James was closing in the latter stages. So one has to believe he's going to come on with that effort and going to strip fitter. Just if you go back to his penultimate start, Clyde, behind Coalfoot, you'll see a horse that actually beat him called Ringo is as much as 6 kilograms better off, and he's got the beating of Inspector James. So for that reason, I've included Ringo in my pick 3. My pick 6 was approximately 16,000 Rand, Clyde. I just thought it was too costly to suggest one, and I'm not convinced I would have caught it for that amount. So Ringo goes into my pick 3. However, my top choice has to be number 3, Time Will Tell. Like you touched on, he's making his return as a gelding this time round. Last time out, it was an open maiden, and he was soundly beaten. However, that was on the poly track. So the blinkers stay on, Clyde, and he comes back in trip, and more importantly, he's back on a turf surface. Now, if you go to his penultimate start, you'll see he ran second behind Got the Feeling. He's come out and won again. Palace Prince finished behind him. He's won. Mizzen Sword has won. Johnny Drama has won. Tommy Shelby's won too. and Summer Shade is 1. So I'm really keen to see how number 3, Time Will Tell, goes as his first run as a gelding. But I do have respect for numbers 1 and 6 in the opening leg of race 3's pick 3.
Okay, well, you heard it. It's a pick 6 if you do take one today. It's a percentage play. Daryl's recommending this pick 3 in terms of right now, where Inspector James, Time Will Tell, and Ringo are all in the play. Then 2, 3, 5, 8 in race 4, and 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 in race 6. On to the next race on the card. The 4th is an apprentice handicap. It's over 1,000 meters. On Wednesday morning, there was an update for a rider. Their number 3, Aralina, apprentice Al Mansouri is going to ride. I haven't got an update for number 4, Sea Wolf just yet, because I see that there was an appy carded, but it's showing in SA Horse Racing that we're still awaiting an apprentice for number 4, Sea Wolf. All right, Daryl, let's talk through this. Betway's market, Mr. Wilson, they've got relatively short 12 to 10, expecting that to win. I spoke to one of the owners, Keegan, and he says the horse is very well. They like it a lot. JC's on him, JC Buertis, and Tony Peter Stable's come to really good form at the moment, and they're hoping this horse goes back to back. What do you think?
I can certainly see that happening, Clyde. You need to see the son of Active War. He's a solid son of Active War. He's really got some substance about him. And he hasn't put a hoof wrong at the moment. I mean, 4th, and then he followed that up when winning his maiden quite convincingly under Gavin Lorena. You can see who the runner-up was in that race, Clyde. A horse called Nyaka. Now, if you've taken note of Nyaka since then, he's actually come out and run second to Jan van Goyen, the Grade 1 winning Jan van Goyen. And in that very same juvenile plate, there was a horse called Shadow Fax. He had Shadow Fax behind him, and he came out and ran second in the Grade 2 Umkamazi. And another horse won since then was Radio Star. So yeah, he's got very, very sound form behind him. However, like I said, he's such a solid son of Active War that I don't know how fit he actually is. He's been off the track for 5 odd months. So if he's coming into this race fit and well, I do he could make a 2 from 3. But like I say, on paper, he's been off for 5 months, so I am a little bit skeptical. Then you got number 3, Aralina. She's also been off the track for 2.5 months. However, she races extremely well fresh, and that apprentice that's now booked on her, Clyde, he won his first race in the country, I think, on a horse called First Origin for Gavin and Dean Smith in the Eastern Cape. I don't know where he's been recently. I haven't seen his name of recent times, but yes, he has booted home a winner in the past. Nazar, number 5. Clyde, in the computer form, it says stubborn, slow, lost 1 length. It doesn't mention anything about the interference he met at a crucial stage of the race. He should have finished much, much closer, and with the experience he harbor in the irons, he'll be racked late. He may well get there in time. Another one I'll be included is number 8, William West. He was due to run recently, but you can see he's making his debut for Johan Janssen van Vuren. Now, Clyde, have a look at his rating. He's a 64. There's a lot to work with there if he's a 64, and if he's come on since joining the yard on the Highveld, I think with 53.5 to shoulder, or what's it, 54, he could certainly make a winning debut on the Highveld because he's getting quite a bit of pudding from the favourite. And it's going to be an interesting race, Clyde. These apprentice races are never cut and dry. Obviously, Mr. Wilson may prove a cut above the rest, but I've just included others.
Yeah, you're right. That's an interesting horse, William West. I see that Over the Atlantic came out of there and won first time for the stable. So, a runner. So it's a question mark around fitness for Mr. Wilson. And I would have thought over time he'll need a bit further, but he is a serious racehorse. Let's have a look. Daryl's jackpot's on screen, been on for a while. It's a 576 Rand jackpot play. Okay, second jackpot time now. Let's try and get that on. It's a handicap at the 80 level over 1,200 meters. And there are 9 of them that will go to the gate, if that is still the case for this race. Yes, that is still the case. And this particular event, if you haven't got a book in front of you, is a handicap at the 80. They're going 1,200 meters. Now, the Betway market this morning has Global Thunder top of the boards, but in what appears to be a really open race, 3-1 the field here. 5, Aliva second choice, 4-1, 5-1 about 3. Hotaru, 8 time for charity, 5-1. 2, Boom Boom is like 6-1. 8-1 the 6, Royal Horizon, and the 4, the Navy Lark is trading at 8-1. It's 12s and better the others, but it does appear to be a field kind of race, eh, Daryl?
Um, I'm hoping not the field, Clyde, because you can see I've left out number 9 in my jackpot one. I just can't see her winning. She's under so much sufferance over here, and she's not in the greatest of form. Yes, we need to touch on the 2 form updates and the weight changes. Now, Valieva won over the weekend. She is now, excuse me, Clyde, rated 76, and she's set to carry 58 kilograms. And Time for Charity won midweek last week. She's now rated 65, and she's set to carry 52 and a half. Now, Mr. Leslie's got number 1, Global Thunder, in fine form, Clyde. She lost her way a bit, but you can see her last 2 wins have been encouraging. But Clyde, I know her 4 kg apprentice claim negates some of her penalty, but the fact remains is she got as much as £10 for her latest victory. And that has to um, make this a much tougher task. So, although she's got a winning chance, I think that £10 penalty may prove to be the telling factor. Number 5, Aliva quickened up beautifully last time out. Obviously very fit. If the race hasn't come too soon, she'll be a factor. The same can be said about her stable companion, Time for Tea, who got up and beat Dealmaker. A horse I do want to touch on is number 7, yeah, Clyde. Sheets and Goggles. Last time out, around the bend, far from disgraced. Penultimate start, a length and a quarter behind Royal Horizon, who she's 2.5 kilograms better off, found interference on that occasion. I think if she doesn't find this 1200 on the sharp side, Clyde, I'm going to be leaning towards JC Buertas on number 7, Sheets and Goggles as the likely winner. However, you want as many as possible in race 5.
Yeah, it's a tricky race. Look, Sheets and Goggles is 12-1 at the moment, at time of talking. So, but it's that sort of race. No surprise to see a horse like Sheets and Goggles come and win it. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 is what we like here. And our first choice of the double of this race. In the next race, we're going with 1, 7, and 8. Okay, let's get on to our next event, race 6, and this is a handicap at the 68. It's over 2,400 meters, so it's quite a long journey they've got ahead of them for this particular event. The morning market has got number 7, Silver Flare, as the favourite at 22-10. Number 2, Cartagena, is 3-1. 1, Rosie Lemon, is 7-2. Make a note of the apprentice on. Now, number 4, Stop the Traffic, is at 9-2, and it's 12-1. And better about the balance. It's a balance. I know you narrowed it down a little bit. I guess you've got to take your chance somewhere. And the whole day today, handicaps and tough racing. But there is an opportunity perhaps here where maybe we can, as you've already done, narrowed it down, Daryl.
I have narrowed it down, and that's just strictly because I can't come on to the show and tip 4 fields, Clyde. It's that sort of day. Once again, lowly rated horses in the middle of winter. I mean, you don't want to be sticking your head out because although Silver Flare, or your neck out, although Silver Flare appears the right one on her last effort, and you have to be encouraged in the way she stayed on throughout in that race, you have to read into other form lines. Now, yes, in her last start, she beat Cartagena by 2 odd lengths, and she's 4.5 kilograms better off. So, Clyde, on paper, she has to confirm that form with Cartagena. Then, if you go back in other form lines, if you go back to the run behind Nuclear Force and Bob Lee's Swagger, you'll see her stable companion, the Merciful, finished right alongside her, and there's nothing separating them at the weights. However, in their last start, you have to Silver Flare will get the better of the Merciful, but that run was his first run after a layoff, and he could have come on since then. Although he is a 6-year-old gelding, he's just going to strip fitter for that occasion. I'm not entirely convinced Rosie Lemon stays or is at her best over this sort of trip, but her last couple of starts have been very, very encouraging. That run last time out behind Unsolved Dreidel, we saw some nice horses in that race. He's come out and run 2 places since then. Impact Investor just got touched off. There was a horse called Lava County in there. So I think that run was really encouraging, and she was slow and she got cramped at the start. So the 4 kgs off her back is certainly going to assist her. But yes, Clyde, it is a difficult race. On paper, Silver Flare looks like the right one, but you can't exclude the chances of the Merciful, and you have to have respect for Rosie Lemon. There's several others in here with chances. It is a field race, Clyde. I've just gone with numbers 1, 7, and 8
Yeah.
for cost, Clyde.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, maybe with JC's claim off Rosie Lemon, it'll help a bit. 178 in this double, first leg of this particular double. And in the 7th race, we're going just an early look at 1, 2, and 8. Next race. Let's get on to race 7. It's a handicap 76 over 1,800 metres, been competitive racing all day. And with 2 more to go, the Betway market have got them as follows. Number 1, Give Me a Choice, tops the boards for Joey Soma. They're the 2-1 favourite here. 4, Future Wolf, 4-1. Number 3, Mizzen Sword is 5-1. 5, Trident Kings, 11-2. And 8-1 about number 8 on the card, Crepusculo. Then you can get 12s and better about the balance. So Give Me a Choice tops the board here, Daryl. Julius Mariba stays on the ride. They last time out over the 14, his first run for the yard, now going over 1,800 metres. I would imagine a lively runner in a race like this.
Absolutely, Clyde. If you watch his debut for his new yard, he would have caught your eye, because on the inside track, it's never easy to make up so much ground, and he did just exactly that. So one has to believe the step up in trip. He's been 1,800 in the past, and being fitter makes him a lively contender here. However, he was meant to run a few weeks ago, and he was scratched under veterinary treatment. It was in that race where Obsidian won. So I'm not too sure how much work he missed, and the fact that he's got 60 kilograms to shoulder puts a little bit of doubt in my mind, because these are the things we don't know. If he didn't miss work, Clyde, I'll make him a really hard horse to beat, because I actually think he's going to win his races. But there has to be some doubt in the back of my mind, because he may have missed a bit of work and he comes into the race slightly underdone and comes up for air in the later stages. Let's see how he goes. Clyde, I buried all the viewers last time out with Crepusculo. Jason Gates on that day had 3 winners. If you listen to him carefully in the last race, he said it wasn't the horse or the horses he believed he could win on. And there was only one horse that he rode. So I think he was certainly disappointed with Crepusculo's efforts on that occasion. Very interesting that he's gone back to Fabian and said, put blinkers on him again. I think, Clyde, with 52 to shoulder, in a race that lacks pace, he's going to be up front there for nothing. And this is the type of that horse that can keep on rolling. He's super, super fit, Clyde. I think I'm giving him one more chance. I don't know if the viewers are willing to, but I'm not ignoring him come tomorrow out at the Vaal. A horse that catches my eye in this sort of lineup is number 2, Cassis Belli. Now, Clyde, when he won his debut, he won it with ease. And then Mr. Matchett obviously thought quite highly of him because he put him in the Daal and the Derby. But since then, things have really gone pear-shaped. He obviously needed 2 comeback efforts beyond Obsidian and Aladdin's Lamp. And then last time out, the Ultimate King, he wore blinkers on that occasion. Take note, the blinkers are removed immediately thereafter. And this is a type of horse of 76, Clyde. Expect a lot of improvement from him. I believe he's much better than his recent form. He's the improver in the pack. Cassis Belli, I think Crepuscular is going to get it easy up front, Clyde. Let's try and make some money.
Okay, got it. Cassis Belli. Well, the last time he was a 76, he won. He's trading at 12 to 1 at the moment, and he could be a bit of a shrewdie. So, Daryl not giving hope on Crepuscular, and obviously, number 1, Give Me a Choice, is a serious runner. If you're looking into the next race, we're taking doubles with 3, 4, 5 at the back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get on to this Apprentice Handicap now. It's over the 1400 meters. And in terms of the very last race on the card, I know that number 8, Parini Palace, is not running. That's been taken out. Samia Berthi is riding number 3, Cape Saffron, claiming the 4 kilos. I think that's all I've got for the final race. With regards to Betway's markets, I can tell you that Peregrine Falcon tops the boards. It's 5 to 2 to win this, Daryl. You'll remember that Fabian, when we spoke to Fabian, he was quite confident about a huge run from them, so they would have learned much more from this horse in this handicap at the 74 over the 1400. So currently 5 to 2. 3 Cape Saffron. Good to see Stuart Pettigrew back in the winner's box, 33 to 10. 2 Dylan's Champ, not without a chance, 7 to 2. And 1 Paul Revere is at 9 to 2. You can get 10 to 1 and better about the balance. All right, it's our last opportunity or last go at it. What should we do?
Yeah, Clyde, a lovely Apprentice handicap to end off proceedings. To play lightly, that's what you need to do, Clyde. Peregrine Falcon, you touched on the fact that that Fabian gave us the green light when making his day for the new yard on the high fault, and um, he reported to come back with respiratory noise, Clyde. So Fabian's gone back to the draw. He's put the tongue tie on. He's put him back up the straight, and I think he's gonna improve on his latest effort. I'll give him a winning chance of year. He's got the assistance from a very, very nice apprentice in the irons. I think he's only had 15 or 16 rides. He's had 3 winners to date, but he's caught in the saddle. So although he's having his first rides up on the high faults, I think he's gonna do himself justice up here. So let's see how number 5 Peregrine Falcon goes. It was great to see Stewie Pettigrew have a win over the weekend, and we wish him well. Yeah, Clyde, maybe that's the start of the floodgates opening for the yard. But this number 3, Cape Saffron, is ultra consistent. I know she's a filly and she's taking on the boys in open company, but in her last start, she held her own post maiden. Slightly unlucky on that occasion, and I think her form prior to that is decent enough to deserve respect in this sort of lineup. I'll give her a chance, and she's forms part of my swinger box. Number 4, Titans of War, the horse right down at the bottom of the boards. This horse, when he's gotten beaten, Clyde, he's actually got beaten by very, very nice horses. Zalatoris, Charming Cheetah, Golden Warrior. When he won, he quickened up well, not beating the best of fields. You're going to see he beaten Quanquezi, but Clyde, that form line has actually stood up. You've got the likes of Chieftain Shield winning 2 from there, Curtis Condor, Enflame. So yes, although he beaten Conquezi, there are horses that have come out to win from behind him. And what's interesting, Clyde, is he comes back as a gelding and he gets the services of one of the most experienced apprentices in the irons, who will ride him patiently and produce him at the right time. So in my mind, I have to believe number 4 represents the value in the race, But Clyde, it's a apprentice handicap, and you can actually make a case for several others of here. I had to go field in the pick six at the back of here, hence my cost would have been 20 odd grand. For that reason, I didn't tip one because it is another field event, Clyde.
Okay, interesting to see how it all plays out. So Titans of War, when we last looked at Betway, was 12-1. Could be the value in what appears to be a competitive race. Will the tongue tie help? Peregrine Falcon and Cape Saffron. It's she against he. Let's see. 3, 4, 5. The swinger box at the back. Thanks everybody for watching Betway's Way to the Win. We'll be back on the weekend with lots of racing and chat then again soon.